Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Transformers number 8. So this story introduces the Dinobots and says, and now the Dinobots. Stanley presents repeat performance. Bob Budiansky script, William Johnson pencils, Kyle Baker inks, Rick Parker letters, Nel Yomtov colors, Jim Owsley editor, Jim Shooter editor-in-chief. This is a land that exists in defiance of all we know. Creatures thought long extinct crawl and slither across the surface. The likes of steaming jungles haven't been seen anywhere else on Earth for more than 10 million years. The land itself, lush, tropical, and exploding with life, lies what is that word? Incongruously, that's a weird word, within the vast, barren, frozen continent of Antarctica. Today a visitor that exists in defiance of all we know comes to this land. He's alive, intelligent, possessed of emotions, and mechanical. A medical log update. Autobot Chief Medical Officer Ratchet reporting. Life scanner picking up possible Transformer life forms 3-point distance units away. Investigation is proceeding as... If you veteran Marvel mavens recognize this place as a savage land, give yourself a pat on the back with a mastodon tusk. By the way, events in this story precede Avengers number 257. So owls. So there must be... So there's an Avengers story that's in this same continuity. It's kind of interesting. But again, like I said last issue, this is one of the last times I believe that Marvel is... the actual Marvel universe is mentioned in this Transformers. From here on, it's like completely separate worlds, basically. The Transformers are in their own world from here on out. But in these early stories, there's a lot of references to the main Marvel comics. So, question mark? What's this? I really haven't the time to find out what you want, tubular, carbon-based life form. Could you please find someone else to talk to? Listen, I've already told you nicely to leave. Perhaps a small blast from my laser scalpel will get a message across more convincingly. Zap. Pushy creature. That tube thing. But curious. But no, I cannot stop to further familiarize myself with it. There must be no delay in the completion of my mission. As his MARB, Mobile Autobot Repair Bay, continues its slide above the forest floor, Ratchet's thoughts drift back to the harrowing events of the last 24 hours that brought him here to the bottom of the Earth. He remembers his return to Mount St. Hilary, the volcano in which the Autobot spacecraft, the Ark, crashed 4 million years ago. The enemy Decepticons may have captured the Ark, but their guards have left their posts. Now is my chance to go in. But inside, his worst fears were realized when the Autobots, imprisoned, inoperative. Even with all my medical skills, I couldn't begin to repair them before the Decepticons discover me. But Optimus Prime, he's not among them. But his head now detached from his body, Optimus Prime was soon found to be a captive as well. However, his helplessness in no way diminished his resolve. Put aside your grief, Ratchet. Now is the time for valor. Although doubting his own abilities as a warrior, Ratchet agreed to fight the Decepticons, even if it meant fighting him alone. However, the murderous Megatron, former leader of the Decepticons, easily overpowered Ratchet moments later. Only Ratchet's promise of defeating Shockwave, the new Decepticon leader, in exchange for his and the other Autobots' freedom, stopped Megatron from destroying Ratchet right there and then. They bound their pack by performing the sacred Cybertronic ritual of this rite of oneness. Whoever first breaks the bond gives his life in forfeit. No Autobot has ever broken the bond, but Megatron is no Autobot. Using a small shuttlecraft from the Ark, Ratchet immediately left Mount St. Hilary. The Ark's records indicate that it sent 5 Autobot warriors, the Dinobots, to defeat Shockwave when he first arrived on Earth 4 million years ago. Since Shockwave hadn't been heard of from until recently, they were probably successful. My only chance is to locate them so I can hopefully find out what they did to him, and do to him again. The Autobots tracked him here, Antarctica. Megatron still bothers me, though. Trusting him doesn't seem a particularly wise course of action. And using this alternative to escape is no alternative either. He still holds my comrades. I must think like a warrior, as Optimus Prime instructed me. I must think of a third option. Ratchet's recollection is interrupted when, readings show the presence of Transformer life forms. This is the place to dig. Mount St. Hilary Cascades Range, Oregon, where the jet thrusters of a giant alien space gun intrude upon the surrounding forest stillness. Megatron, have you prepared the prisoner for transport?
Yes, Commander Shockwave.
The two enter the Ark.
I have done everything you asked.
Very good, Megatron. You seem to adjust well to taking orders instead of giving them. I had calculated only a 27.6 chance that I wouldn't have to destroy you by now. Due to an act of insubordination, I may have to revise that figure upward. But that shall have to wait. Now is the time to take Optimus Prime to the jet assembly plant I appropriated from the humans. There I shall use the Creation Matrix program within Optimus and the facilities of the plant to continue the manufacture of a new generation of Decepticons. Then our conquest of this planet and its energy resources can begin in earnest. I leave you now. Continue to guard the Ark, Megatron.
I obey your order, Commander, and I advise you to cherish it. If all goes according to plan, it may be the last order you ever give me.
Meanwhile, back at the swamp, the Earth fact file in my memory banks calls this liquid a tar pit, but it's so thick and vicious, it may take days for this high-pressure displacement hose to uncover a Dinobot. I spoke too soon. I believe I have, to use another expression from my Earth fact file, struck gold. After further excavation and the arranging of an energy fence to hold back the tar, Ratchet begins his examination. Medical log update. According to the Ark, this one is codenamed Slag. Well, something I never understood, like, the Autobots would have known who the Dinobots were, because they were, according to, in the Marvel continuity, the Dinobots were with the main Transformers on the Ark. So I don't understand why, none of them knew who the Dinobots were. But anyway. Attempting to revive him is complicated and may cause serious damage, so I'll first use my laser scalpel to get inside his head. His memory banks seem intact. A cerebro-opic search shall reveal the memories I'm looking for. Minutes pass. I think all this poking and probing is giving me somewhere. Some interesting images should appear on the scope's monitor. Yes. And I'm also picking up Slag's thoughts from 4 million years ago. The wonders of modern medicine. I'll switch the thoughts to audio.
The Ark was enmeshed from the crash, and it wasn't much later when Shockwave arrived, hunted for us. The Ark detected shock and sent out a probe to keep an optical sensor on him. With the last of its power, the Ark revived some of us Autobots to fight him. And per its programming, they're not speaking they don't speak like the Dinobots in the TV show. They speak kind of like they're kind of just speaking like normal, which is really weird. But as per its programming, modifies us to give us the ability to transform into what it takes to be the intelligent life forms of this planet, so we could go around unnoticed. Turns out these creatures weren't real bright blazing bolts. They weren't even mechanical. But the old Ark isn't feeling too well, so the mistake is understandable. Shuttlecraft flies us to where Shockwave is. We all know he's got to be stopped. The Ark is just about defenseless. There's 5 of us. Swoop, our leader Grimlock, Snarl, Sludge, and myself, Slag. So I think I said this in the previous issue, but Hasbro stopped using Slag because the word Slag, because apparently in England it's like a curse word. There's Shockwave. Grimlock gives the order. Dinobots, transform and attack. We all come at him at once, and it's more than that one-eyed scrap heap can handle. Swoop dive bombs him, Snarl tail blasts him. I burn him, and then Grimlock clamps his jaws around Shockwave's gun arm. No way he's gonna get loose now. Now Sludge grabs him. Come on, Dinobots, let's pound this con to powder. But we underestimate him. He's just been playing with us. One punch and blam, like a bunch of hex nuts. We're all knocked away. And over a cliff, except Swoop. He was flying out of Shock's range. But as fast as Swoop is, Shock is even faster. He grabs Swoop, tosses him into this pool of black liquid behind where we landed. Swoop fights to free himself, but more he struggles, the faster that pool sucks him in under. It's a bad way to go. Real bad. And the rest of us are trapped between the pool and the cliff face. Shock knows he's safely out of our range, so he starts tearing into us.
Logic says you're out of options,
he says. And I think he's right. But Snarl never did think real logical when he's in the middle of a fight. Now he's no different. He whips that tail of his into the base of the cliff. And wouldn't you know, the whole mountain comes crashing down on us, with Shockwave with it. Guess old Shock is too smart to realize how dumb Snarl can be. And she sure is dumb, because we're all being knocked into that black pool behind us. And we're all sinking fast, even faster than Swoop did. But at least I see old Shock ain't going anywhere either. This is the last image I get from Slag's mind. The tar pit must have finished pulling him under after this pop. Survival override then would have shut his systems down to conserve energy. Until the day came where he could free himself. What happened when my probe outwittingly dug him out? I must. So Transformers number 4, Owls. Yo! Clang. Slag, you woke up. You must have the same survival programming as Shockwave. Wait for the right time to come back to life. Splat. You attacked me. You'll die for that. Hold on, I'm at your side. See? You're an Autobot. You're an Autobot? Right. I came here to ask for your help. Shockwave lives again, and I need you Dinobots to stop him again. Why didn't you say so right away? We Dinobots never start a job we don't finish. Oh. Meanwhile, in a suburb of Portland, outside Blackrock Aerospace Plant number 1. Yes, I'm confident that with the mighty vast industrial might of Blackrock Enterprises and the help of Colonel Hawthorne and the Army here, we'll have those robots who took over my plant out of there in no time. Of course, the safety of the workers held hostage in there is my first concern. Mr. Blackrock, first your offshore oil platform was attacked, and now this. Why are these robots picking on you? Well, it's well known that the facilities built by Blackrock Enterprises are the technological trendsetters of the world. I guess they got rid of his mustache so he looks less like Tony Stark. But whoever sent these robots is no dummy. Then you know who's behind this? We have our suspicions, but it's too early to say. The important thing is no robot's gonna get in here, in or out, as long as we're here. You didn't answer the... Oh, that's the one who conquered my oil rig. And he's going to conquer as a junkyard. Blast him, men! Knock that tin can out of the sky!
Do you humans truly think your puny weapons can pierce the armor of Shockwave?
Broom.
As if a lesson Unfold-thoughted tensile strength, coefficients of nuclear-hardened steel could make you realize the futility of your actions. I would instruct you, but the only thing your primitive minds like yours can understand is raw power. Zrak. Colonel, please stop shooting. Those shells are blasting off them like ping-pong balls. My workers inside the plant could get hurt. Cease fire!
The forces here are apparently insufficient to stop these robots, Mr. Blackrock. What is your reaction, Mr. Blackrock? Meanwhile,
is the assembly plant properly prepared, Soundwave? Crack.
Not quite, Commander Shockwave. These humans are far less efficient workers than the mechadrones we used back on Cybertron. They must be made to understand that if they operate inadequately, they shall be scrapped and replaced. I have no time to deal with their design failures.
Now, with Optimus Prime's head here, my work must proceed. Already I have tapped his programming, the creation matrix, to begin the 6 new Decepticon lives within these protective casks that sit before him. With this assembly plant, I shall manufacture bodies to encase these 6, and thus shall begin the next generation of Decepticons.
Elsewhere inside the Black Rock Chronic Care Institute, where the mysterious giant robot successfully breached the military cordon surrounding the aerospace plant, J.B. Blackrock, the plant's owner, refused comment following the incident. The sight of the robot on the television is a bitter reminder to Josie Beller. He is the same one whose recent attack on an offshore oil rig resulted in her near-total paralysis. She used her computer genius to design that rig, as well as the aerospace plant and many other facilities for her employer, J.B. Blackrock. Transformers number 6, Owls. Now she is designing something else. Her right arm is nearly useless. She cannot move or lift it on her own. She can, however, use her electronic keypad and the Blackrock-provided robo-assembly units to find a way around her handicap, and perhaps a means of exacting revenge. Elsewhere inside the Ark,
believing, even for the briefest moment, that a craven coward like Ratchet could defeat Shockwave is purely folly. My hopes were raised for nothing, and now he's almost certainly run away to save his own worthless existence. I should have crushed that medical moron while I had the chance. At least that would have been satisfying. Megatron. Hey, Ratchet. You're certainly full of surprises. I never thought I'd hear from you again. I have much to tell you, Megatron. I'm relaying this video transmission via my shuttlecraft. As you see, it shows the Dinobots attacking Shockwave, bringing him down, and finally defeating him. I am greatly impressed, Autobot. You surprise me again. We will meet at the predetermined place to complete our bargain.
Agreed.
I must admit, Autobot, I have vastly underestimated you. I thought you incapable of such a feat. But I have not underestimated you, Megatron. I know exactly what you are capable of. A short time later, after Ratchet is changed into his ambulance mode, Megatron and I agreed to meet here atop this mountain, so I could be sure he left the Ark before I reclaimed it. Hopefully this precludes them from putting the Autobots left hanging in the Ark in any danger. I just wish I could say the same about myself. Hey, look! Someone must have known you were skiing today, Elliot. They sent the ambulance. Very funny, Casey, very funny. The activities of these humans never cease to intrigue me. Perhaps if all goes well, I can return here later and find out why they use pairs of narrow boards to seemingly traverse aimlessly across the moist, white, powdery surfaces. How foolhardily. I would think it would cause them rust spots. Suddenly, Welcome, Autobot. Welcome to your doom, Megatron. But first, I do not want to appear ungrateful. Thank you for fulfilling your part of the bargain. Too bad I had no intention of doing the same.
Sue, I think we took the wrong trail.
No kidding! What are those?
You suffer from the same flaws the rest of your Autobot ilk. You are not a true warrior. A warrior thinks like a warrior. He finds a way to fight his enemy, not a way to trust him. But a warrior is a claim you never made.
All you say about me is true, Megatron. Until now.
What?
I may lack your credentials in the way of war, Megatron, but I'm no fool. I was sworn to uphold our pact, but I knew you would violate it. So I led you to believe Shockwave is defeated by transmitting images of the Dinobots defeating him from 4 million years ago.
You will die for this Autobot.
Meanwhile, I sent them ahead to lie and wait for you, here, buried under this white powder. So when you broke the pact by threatening to kill me just now, I was prepared to fight back.
They'll never believe us back in the lodge. If we get there...
You will all... Yes,
Clang worm.
You shut enough, big mouth.
Yeah, we Dinobots ain't much for talking.
We like action.
Or be like me, Grimlock like action.
Enough! You surprised me again, Autobot! This time with your treachery. The time for surprises is over.
Bonk. As Frizak.
Raising a legion of Autobots from the dead will make no difference. My power is without equal.
Kabong.
I'll fall before the mighty Megatron.
Jack.
So much for your so-called battle plan, Autobot.
He knocked them all aside, as if they were still inoperative. I can't just stand here and wait for the Decepticons or Dinobots to revive and launch another attack.
Come, Autobot. Prove you are a warrior. Fight like one.
He's right. Thinking's not enough. I must be prepared to fight like a warrior. Even die.
Brang.
Huh? You didn't budge a micron? Ha 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 ha! You were willing to carry us both over the cliff to our doom, Autobot. Very admirable. You are a fool, but it is still an honor for me to now destroy a warrior as brave as... No!
Crack.
Although Megatron was able to absorb the shock of Ratchet's charge, the force of the blow reverberates on the ice ledge which he stands, and so it cracks, and he falls, transforming and shrinking into his gun mold as he does, into the desperate hope that in a smaller, lighter weight form, he will be better able to survive the awesome impact of his body on the ground far below. Poof! Swallowed by the soft snow, Megatron is seen no more. I don't know, I think that's kind of a stupid way, like, I mean, Megatron, like, that doesn't look, like, even if it's that far of a fall, like, I'm pretty sure Megatron has, like, survived, like, planets exploding and that, like, I don't know, anyway.
Good work, Doc. Why do you need us here?
I guess because I didn't think I could do what I just did.
Come on, let's climb down there and make sure he's scrapped permanently.
I think right now it's more important to wake up some friends back at the Ark. Besides, I'm not too certain we'll be so lucky with Megatron a second time. But who cares? The Autobots are free. Epilogue. Nighttime at Josie Beller's hospital room. She should be asleep. She's not.
Frzap.
I think I'm ready to check out of here. Next issue. Hide your personal computer. Trade in your VCR. No machine is safe from circuit breaker. So yeah, it's the villain in next issue. But I hope you guys enjoy this video or this comic. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.